face it, there's more waste on the construction side, and these contractors have, in the manufacturing side, a little bit of waste at times doesn't cripple a job. It can, but it doesn't cripple it like the waiting time for a contractor and stuff. If their materials aren't there at the right time, if their tools aren't there at the right time, or if they have the wrong people, then it can really cost them a lot of money. So we go through all of the stuff on, right now it's the developing lean leaders. I don't know if Ted has a book out there. I have tried to capture a lot of construction books, agile construction and stuff, to start to promote to my contractor clients.
Ted has a book that he took The Art of War from Sun Tzu, and he converted it to construction kind of strategies. And I'm going to send you that right now over this site. So I'm going to share or transfer this file over, and I'll be able to find it because I just organized some of my files yesterday. I know where it is. So file transfer, here it comes. It's a book, and it's an ebook, and it was awesome.
The first couple really quick, but the question is who's causing the problem? It's everybody. It's you when I'm talking to people, because we're just not doing the stuff that needs to be done. And everybody says, oh, I'm working on lean. But, when you sit there and understand what they're doing, they're really not doing lean. So everybody's part of the problem. Now, Einstein, we can't keep doing the business the same way we've been doing it because that's insanity. But we need basically a revolutionary change in the way the industry conducts business. We've been doing the same thing for a couple hundred years, and it doesn't work anymore. Partly, they go back to the master builder concept. Well, that was fine. When we had the master builder, there was only one trade. It was basically stone. And that one person understood everything he had to do with the stone, and he could design the building and build the building, et cetera, et cetera. Today, it's a lot more involved, and the master builder today has to be a team, and we got to get that back into the process. So change is needed. The next couple slides basically just show why the industry is in turmoil. The finances is terrible regardless of how you look at it. Productivity is terrible. As a result, contractors are not making any money. Here's the slide from 64 to 2000 showing how construction has declined. And here's from 1993 to the current dates showing how productivity continues to decline. Despite every other industry increasing, we're basically going in the wrong direction. And part of the thing is people think the industry is efficient. The joke of it is, if you look at this chart, it's amazing. Non-lean practitioners, 55% think the industry is efficient. When you get to lean practitioners, anybody that actually is doing the studies and understands what's going on, they realize 62% say it's inefficient. That's a drastic difference. And what's really scary is they did a survey a couple. I think it was Engineering News Record did a survey last year and found that 40% of contractors don't even know what lean is. That's mind-boggling. How are we going to fix something, or how are we going to implement something if most of the people don't even know what it is? And of the 60, I'm sure half of those don't even understand what lean is. They have a different concept of what lean really is, and they wonder why. The most frustrating thing that I run into when I talk to people, they says, well, we can't get the owner to pay for it. What does the owner have to pay for anything? If you're going to implement something that's going to save you money over the duration of the job, and Greg, they quote the numbers, it costs come in 15 to 20% less consistently. Why do you have to ask permission to save yourself 15 to 20% and say, well, I got to get the owner to pay for it, the training? It's nuts. The concept of the way people think drives you absolutely mind-boggling. So the change is needed. We can go through these slides really quick. But it all comes back to the point is that we have to find a different way. We're trying to push people outside their comfort zone, and that's the danger, is people are afraid to move out of their comfort zone. We're all guilty of that to a certain extent, but the construction industry has done things for so long, the same way for so long, that, it's like trying to move a mountain.
No, I think about it right, Ted. The construction industry has done things so long for so long. I think we got that right.
That's what the same thing for so long. That's why. They're in a rut, and getting people to change. I mean, you try to show people stuff. They say, we've never done that before. That's the point. But anyway, so some of the learning objectives is how to improve it. Eliminate the waste, et cetera, et cetera. The whole over program is broken down into these categories: improving reliability, pre-planning. All these activities have a track record of substantially increasing productivity, but getting people to do it is another story. They try and they start out and they do it for a week, and then they didn't see immediate results. Well, give me a break. Nobody learned how to do anything in a week. And you're wondering how you're going to change your company's means of operation in a week. It's a little unrealistic. But what we tried to do in this program is focus on things that pretty much get immediate response, immediate payback. And some people have criticized us that lean's not about instantaneous. Yeah, that's true. I get that. It's a journey. There is no journey or destination when you're trying to do lean. You're trying to constantly improve. That goes on forever. I mean, Toyota's been doing it for 50 years now, and they say they're in the infantile stage. So what does it put the construction industry in, who hasn't done much of anything? And I say they're like in pre-embryonic stage, I guess. But the idea is to give people things that generate immediate payback. You're not going to get all of this stuff, but what the advantage of getting immediate payback is they start to see a benefit, they start to see results. That encourages people to go forward. If you try to bite too big an apple and say, I got to have it all, or I'm not going to buy into it, well, you'll never buy into it because you won't get all of it instantaneously, or take too long and people give up before they get there. So you need to give them something that they can see results immediately, and then they take the savings and keep reinvesting it and keep improving the process. So we have to make it self-sustaining. And so that's the idea of having an immediate program. Obviously, we don't have time to talk about everybody's questions. And we're back to the homework is, how can we do changes? How can we change the way the industry is operating? Getting people to ask, think about these kind of questions. And that's, and here's the lean leadership model is a guide of where the whole program and the concept of lean leadership is trying to take us.
Peter said, George, you got to check this guy out, Paul Akers, 2-second lead. And what Paul Akers has done is pretty amazing. He just put a video out. I'm gonna render it and put it in here. It was half an hour on improvements with Walters and Wolf. One of the first thing he says is, listen guys, you're gonna every day spend an hour making small improvements. Every day. You're gonna do your stretches first thing in the morning. After that, you're gonna break off into your teams. You're gonna do some learning. Maybe they learn the Constitution, and that's what a lot of them have done. Personal development, and then you're gonna make a little improvement in your area. I don't know exactly how it works, but even Paul is learning from Walters and Wolf, who took this on 2 years ago. And in 2 years' time, these guys are beating the numbers. Okay, in 2 years' time of doing this daily, they're beating the numbers. Now, this is what I remember out of the whole interview of 32 minutes. One guy gets on there and says this: I hated lean. I hated lean for the first 3 months or whatever amount of time. I hated it. Now I love it. I have control of my workplace. I can make these small improvements. So listen, I'm 100% with you. What you're saying is correct. And I'm not going to say the word but here's the issue. Here's the issue. That is at a level where the CEO of that organization, Nick Cosell, has adopted this principle and let the guys go. Through Paul Akers, this genius who says, I don't give a shit what you do, just videotape it and get it on the internet so other people can learn and we'll learn from each other. The world is simple. And this guy, as simple as he says he is, he's got a pretty complicated little brain. And his brain is one of small improvements every single day. You get into the habit and we get out of this shithole called unproductiveness.
Well, I wasn't saying but. I was saying, however, what people don't understand is 28 seconds improvement in efficiency per day. In 3 years, you will double your productivity.
Yeah. Paul Akers said the same. He was asking me in Japan because Nakura from JUICE, the Japanese Union of Scientists and Engineers, had the same slide up. He said 0.1% improvement. Now you took that 0.1% and you said it's 28 seconds. I love it. Every day will double productivity in 3 years. So why aren't we doing it this way? Why aren't we mandating this kind of improvement? Mandating, you can't mandate improvement.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the problems is us. Is consultants come in and try to, sell a complicated process because they're trying to make their business bigger, instead of really understanding how to implement the process. Now, the disadvantage is they can't hire you to fly across the country to come walk in and talk for 28 seconds and then leave again. That doesn't work either.
I've got a price rate on a per second basis. Tom Lawless, you are the problem, he says. What do you say to that, Mr. Tom Lawless? Consultants like you, Tom. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, when we're done with this topic, James Solomon has a question he'd like to bring up too. But when I go into places, matter of fact, I've started to tell people that I'm not there to consult. I'm there to coach. When we talk about 28 seconds, George, you have a phenomenal coaching strategy on doing online coaching that, we don't have to be on site. We can coach online just like we're doing right here.
Exactly.
So we can coach them as they're walking to the job site, as long as it's safe and they got their iPhone right there, and I want them talking to me as they're thinking about starting their job for the day. What are they going to accomplish today differently than yesterday? I mean, even that walk to the job site for 40 seconds is going to help them immensely, because I want purposeful improvement. That's exactly what I'm looking for every day. So I can miss dates. Okay, April 28th, I'll see everybody there. Again, send me your pictures, your photos at george@georgecochillas.com, and I'll render them into this video. Take care, guys. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody. Good discussion.
Yep. Yep.
Nice to meet everybody.
Good, that's